First, I open the door, then I panic. Almost a bit like a meditation.
Hey, I don't remember that from the movie. Hey guys, welcome back to another Hunchback Reacts. And we're here with Minko Kalsbeek.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course, Minko did a lot of trailer music for us. Emotional Waters, Epic Adventures. There's a new one coming, Distant Galaxies. And you wrote some very, very cool tracks for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Really can't wait to share that with you guys.
Yeah.
Especially Distant Galaxies. But what I want to know from you is, because we are portraying all these kind of themes and we're going over a little bit of these genres within cinematic music, what is kind of your work process? Where do you get the inspiration from, and how do you start from the blank slate on your DAW to making actually an end creation? Can you say something about that?
Yeah, first I open the door, then I panic. No, this is most of the time we have a brief that you pitch on.
Yeah.
So you got some suggestions. So I listened to those. With Distant Galaxies, Blade Runner was on there.
Definitely.
And of course, I love Blade Runner. Also the new one.
Yeah.
And it's the same director of the movie that we're gonna do now.
Yes.
The trailer of. So I'm really into that. And then I got some ideas, then I got some sounds. Sometimes those are sounds that I already have. Sometimes that were sounds that I made, or I'm making, especially for the thing. And I built from there. And because it's a trailer, it has a certain structure, and that is handy for me. I paint it out on my template. This is what happens here. This is what happened there. This is what happens there, and then I fill it in with sounds, and from one sound the other sounds come, and then we're gonna build it up. Then I have something that I kind of like, and then I send it to you.
Yeah.
And or another publisher, and then suggestions come in, and then I try to work from there. Because when you listen to it a lot, what you make yourself, then you start not hearing anymore where it could go, and you can sometimes you go off brief with it.
And sometimes that's actually what you want, that you want to go off brief. But it's interesting what you're saying. So you're saying you just dive into it, you let the pencil hit the paper, the creativity flows by the one step that you're making is inspiring the next step, building the skeleton and then filling in. And
because it's a skeleton, you've got something to put things on. So it's a little bit, you can't paint outside of the canvas anymore. You get your canvas and you just go.
What we are gonna do is they're gonna do some Composers Explain, and I really would love to break down one of the trailers and see how you made it from start to finish and kind of all the layers down, so we can have a little bit more of an idea in what your creative process is. Would that be cool?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, but for now, you brought a beautiful trailer.
Yeah. I bought, I would almost say, but I brought Dune. And we discussed this last time I was here to record.
Homework.
Yeah.
You gave me some homework.
Yeah, we had homework. Because we did Glass then, I think. Yeah, it was Glass, and I didn't see the movie. And we talked about what could we do next. Let's do Dune.
Yeah.
And then we said both at the same time, but we still have to see the movie.
Yeah.
So I rented it, I watched it. Maybe I can react to it later on, but let's first watch the thing. And you also watched it, right?
I watched it completely.
Yeah,
so let's watch the trailer and see how we can kind of combine that with what we have seen in the movie and how we like it. All right, Dune. Beautiful sands, deserts.
So beautiful when the sun is low.
I always have something with that.
Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air.
Oh, those sounds.
I like that bending horn.
In front of our eyes.
You're in the world's whoop.
Their cruelty to my people.
The design on all of these things are the costumes.
What's to become of our world?
And the colors. So the colors change a lot.
Oh yeah.
Duncan, can I trust you?
It is a very, very interesting world.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when
There's something from the book The Alchemist that I, like some sort of vibe when I was reading the book, and Dune kind of combined for me.
Okay.
Maybe because I read and see it in the same time.
There is no faith that we betray.
Smile, Gurney.
The Emperor asks us
Great
to
actor.
bring peace to Arrakis.
And,
House Atreides, accept.
I know you. There's something awakening in my mind.
It's extremely epic.
You need to face your fears.
Come with me.
You even hear like in the rise some moaning.
Need to be ready. You've never met Harkonnens before. They're not human, they're brutal.
Look at that. I like that actor as well.
This is why Dune kills them
Just so smooth. Everything.
God in heaven.
Oh, I hear this.
Get everything with guns off the ground.
Oh, organic sci-fi technology.
They're picking my family off one by one.
Yeah, I get off on this.
Let's fight the demons.
It works very good, and the edit is great as well.
And I like also
Dad.
it's quiet again, and then they say something again,
Yeah.
and it goes. And of course, this has
Contra.
this has to be in the.
To lead. He's called to it.
I even
If your
think
answer is no,
they did like
different.
side by side with the old one. With the
And there's different lighting in the movie, I thought.
son.
This is the soundtrack of Zimmer, I think.
Will you protect Paul?
With my life.
Or at least what I'm hearing here. Wow. What a space opera.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. Yeah. Hey, I don't remember that from the movie.
No, but it's one of his dreams, I think.
At this. Wow. That's that little raw edge on that on that voice is great.
Yeah.
Dune. Wow. What an adventure this is. But I also have to say it's kind of a start, an intro to this whole universe that's in my idea is gonna expand to a whole saga and a whole event, movie series of stuff.
I think this is the first one, and he will make 2 others, I think.
Must be. I think you can't leave it there. What I really think is awesome from this concept is they seem to make it like very grounded, but it is kind of like this whole fantasy happening. Mm-hmm. But it feels like it could kind of happen in the future, and this is a some sort of real way of looking at the future. How do you think they did that? Like it seems concepts are quite different from the reality that we're in right now.
Well, yeah, of course, with how it looks, but with how the world works and influence and manipulation and murder and war, and that's a story of humanity in a way, maybe.
It's kind of a very it's again kind of like Star Wars, but then in this kind of new universe. And what I really like of the movie is it's artistically and in cinematography, it's insanely good.
Yeah, I had with the trailer, I had one. Whoa! I want to see the movie.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to not be disappointed.
And how did it feel when you watched the movie?
I was not disappointed. It was like also almost a bit like a meditation.
So that's interesting to say, because this is quite action moments and explosions and this cool scenery that you see. There is a little bit of a slower pace and a whole getting into the movie and into the concepts of it.
You step into the universe, and the universe is really believable, in my opinion, with the colors also, with the different planets and the sound. Hans Zimmer did the music, which was awesome, but at certain points a little bit over the top for me. That's what I remember correctly. But it worked really well.
And he won an Oscar for it, for the best soundtrack on Dune.
Yeah.
I really like these horns at this moment. And of course, like one thing, remember, is this man that's
that one. Yeah.
grunting. I don't know how to call it, but it was such a raw kind of.
And that's what's really nice. He also did that with a lot of people combining and then making the soundtrack. And he gets like this a flute player that does really cool stuff, and then he gets this woman that can sing, and then they experiment, and then they lift each other up to a higher level, which he also did with, of course, a lot of other movies he did as well. And he does it again in this one. And I think what I like about Zimmer is that he kind of reinvents soundtracks. Like for the coming 4 years, you will hear a lot of this again, and then he will find something else, and then he will go.
But I think that's great. Like, he's one of the most known film composers out there, and I think you can stay conventional because he's known for what he's done. But what he does is that he always picks 2 or 3 kind of new things to reinvent the soundtrack, also to keep it fun, I guess. But then again, I think it's great for the industry and also for new composers to see, like, hey, you can experiment, and especially on that level, people expect something from you. So people are like, okay, we expect a Zimmer soundtrack. So I think it's more difficult to change if you're already established than if you are young. And I really admire that he does that, and he shows, like, hey, don't be afraid to do something different.
Yeah, and it adds to the movie.
Definitely.
Of course, music should add always, but it really is combined. And I'm curious what will happen in the second movie.
I have to say, it's, for me, it was a setup of the world. So they go over the rules, but also don't make it overcomplicated. So they don't overthrow you with all the information. Step by step, they pull you into the universe. And it's definitely set up to create something bigger after.
We were with a group of friends. We're always going to like the sneak preview in the cinema. Where
this is a long time ago.
Yeah, this is a long time ago. Where we would buy a ticket and you didn't know which movie you were going to see.
Oh, like a sneak preview without a mystery movie.
Yeah, like it was really called sneak preview, and we did that with a group of people, and we were talking about you meet each other and stuff, and then we were talking about sci-fi, and this guy couldn't shut up about Dune. And he said, you have to see, if you didn't, you have to see the book. So we went to see that movie. He had it on a laser disc, which is this big thing. And
old school.
I remember seeing the movie, and I was more fascinated by him being so into it. And so I really loved that. The passion of it. And I also found the story interesting, but I thought it didn't really connect with the galaxy or with what was trying to be said, and this one did, I think.
Now, of course, with this new technology and stuff,
because if you, I remember that I could put off with the shields they have around them, with the energy shields, and they're like for the time for the first movie for that time would be really good, but. I didn't feel it, but with this, so I was curious when they started, when I heard that they were making it, I thought, how would they do that? And they really did it really, really well, I think.
I think it's the
believable.
same with George Lucas. George Lucas made the Star Wars movies. He started later on because he said the stuff that I wanted to do with episode 1, 2, and 3, technology wasn't there yet to tell that story. Yeah. Maybe this is the right time, like technology, CGI, and they use like the Unreal 5 engine like beautifully. I'm not sure if they use it for this one, but the technology is just catching up. So therefore you can kind of, everything that you imagine, you can put it into that image.
And there's also, for the people who are sound freak just like us, there's a really cool stuff on YouTube about how they made, of course, the music with Hans Zimmer, but also how they made the sounds.
Yeah.
Recording the desert and stuff.
I love that stuff. So for people that are not really sound geeks, indeed, like it's sometimes interesting to see how these sounds came about, if it's coming from Foley or if it's coming from like field recordings. Is it synthesized or is it sometimes it can be a preset, like, oh, but it just works. But it's it can be an interesting discovery in how all these sounds came to be. Do you think the Wilhelm scream was in this movie?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good one. It would be. I think some people just put it in there always.
So for the people that don't know, the Wilhelm scream is a soundbite of somebody kind of screaming. And it's kind of a joke of every sound engineer to just put it somewhere in the movie. It's actually not even that good of a sound, to be honest.
No. But there are also on YouTube just a lot of things about it, and they got it. It's used in Indiana Jones.
We'll have a screen compilation.
Yeah,
you will find like Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones, and maybe Dune used it as well.
And I think it's originally it's from a guy falling from a horse or something, right?
I think so, something like that.
In like a Wilhelm Tell thing.
It's an old sample, but still being used as kind of a joke. But then again, like I think this trailer, especially the trailer music, sets up the exact tone of. They use even parts of the soundtrack, and I think they amped stuff up with the risers and some of the drums.
But it's also pretty long, right, for the trailer?
Long trailer, but it's the movie is also very long. So I think in correlation to a long movie, longer trailer, it's gonna be the right fit.
I like the trailer a lot. I like the movie a lot, and I'm looking forward to next one.
It's I think it's a combination between the actors, the scenery, the set design, the music. It's such a space opera coming together. Yeah. It's more of a setup of this universe, and I think it's just gonna continue. Yeah. But definitely recommend if you are a space lover, sci-fi lover.
And I think we are.
Yeah,
we are. So
we definitely are. And one of the things that we are creating right now is a sci-fi trailer album. It's gonna call Distant Galaxies, where we explore the sci-fi worlds into the far abyss of the universe. Yeah. All right, guys. If you like this, make sure to subscribe. And if you have any suggestions, leave it down in the comments. For now, I want to thank you and see you next time.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you like it, make sure to check our other suggestions. Also, if you want to support us, make sure to hit the logo and subscribe.